reference to that story, Dmitry Kuleba, the foreign minister of Ukraine, says that the country needs a whole brigade of Leopard 2s. So far, 36 have been pledged via Germany, 14 Challenger tanks via the UK, 31 US M1A2s. We'll keep you, of course, across all developments there. Next, alleged spy balloons shot down on Friday, Saturday and Sunday made for tension this Monday between the US and China. There are calls for President Joe Biden's administration to explain not just the origin of the objects, but their purpose, their potential threat and their number. It's not clear whether the three latest unidentified flying objects shot down Friday over Alaska, Saturday over Canada and Sunday over Michigan's Lake Huron have any connection to a much bigger white balloon that was shot down over the Atlantic on February the 4th. Let's listen now to John Kirby, White House National Security spokesperson.
We were able to determine that China has a high-altitude balloon program for intelligence collection that's connected to the People's Liberation Army. It was operating during the previous administration, but they did not detect it. We detected it. We tracked it. And we have been carefully studying it to learn as much as we can.
The plot thickens. Let's bring in for analysis Marina Miron, who's from the Centre for Military Ethics at King's College in London. Marina, thanks for being with us. What's your take on this one?
Well, it is quite interesting that we're suddenly seeing a lot of balloons popping up and being shot over the U.S. territory. And possibly it is plausible to assume that China would be using this surveillance technology because it would have all the reasons given the rocky relationship it has seen, and especially in the past year with the United States. And we're talking about China's proximity to Russia and China's cooperation in space with Russia, which is certainly worrying for the United States, as well as China's hypersonic missiles. So for China, it would be interesting to inspect the United States and to study the weather there, for instance, for an accurate launch of hypersonic missiles. But it could also be just spying and tapping into communications and basically just testing the waters and seeing how the situation is. That being said, we don't know if the rest of the balloons are indeed from China or whether it has generated this kind of paranoia that every single balloon being seen needs to be shot down because it's from Chinese origin.
Hold on, Marina. The Chinese say these are weather balloons. Is that a credible narrative, in your opinion?
Well, I think at this stage, China wouldn't want to disclose that it might be a balloon used for dual purpose, such as, collecting intelligence for the military. But China does have a geoengineering program indeed, and there is a chance that indeed this balloon got off course because it's much more difficult to steer than, let's say, a drone or an airplane. And again, it's not a satellite that would give you that kind of information that a balloon can gather because it can loiter over one location for a longer time and it has a wider aperture. So it kind of fills that gap between what satellites can gather and what you can use a stratospheric balloon like that for.
Marina, would you like to be a fly on the wall at the foreign ministers' meeting later this week at the Munich Security Conference when the US foreign minister perhaps bumps into the Chinese counterpart?
Well, absolutely. It would be very interesting to see what is being said there. But I believe that they will just kind of exchange some diplomatic statements rather than each of them telling the other one, yes, indeed, we're spying on you, because, China has been saying that they had seen U.S. balloons in their airspace. And as a matter of fact, the United States has also this program called Cold Star, as a part of which such surveillance balloons would be used. So it's very difficult to judge right now if it's, we have, on the one hand, we have this kind of diplomatic finger pointing. And on the other hand, yes, indeed, there is a serious possibility that China indeed might be using those balloons because the U.S. has declared China as kind of a main strategic risk. So there is no reason why China would want to be prepared.
Marina, this is fascinating, but sadly we have to leave. Thank you very much indeed for that talk through exactly what this could all be about, of course. We're waiting to have confirmation from China, of course, as to what that balloon was about, and the US will reveal what they reveal as time goes on. But Marina, thank you very much for joining us. Marina Miron from the Centre for Military Ethics at King's College in London. Thank you very much indeed.